The US House of Representatives then has today voted to expel the New York Congressman George Santos. A two-thirds majority vote in favour of his expulsion. He becomes only the sixth member in US history to be expelled from the House.
Two-thirds voting in the affirmative, the resolution is adopted and a motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. The clerk will notify the governor of the state of New York of the action of the House. Under Clause 5D of Rule 20, the chair announces to the House that in light of the expulsion of the gentleman from New York, Mr. Santos, the whole number of the House is now 434.
56-page report from the House Ethics Committee released earlier this month detailed substantial evidence that not only had Mr. Santos told substantial lies in a resume he put before voters, but that he also stole from his donors, misusing thousands of dollars of campaign funding on a variety of his own personal expenses. He billed for a Vegas hotel. There was a $4,000 clothing bill at Hermes. He paid off his own personal credit card bills. He spent $3,000 on Airbnb while off work. And there were smaller charges for services at OnlyFans, yes, OnlyFans, and Sephora, all of which means he is now subject to 23 federal charges, including wire fraud and money laundering. Mr. Santos has repeatedly resisted pressure to stand down from Congress. The House hasn't expelled one of its own members in more than 20 years, only 5 expulsions in the entire history of the institution. So he is a history maker. Let's speak to our correspondent Nomia Iqbal, who is in Washington. Was it just the OnlyFans? Was that what caused it, or did it go much further than that, Nomia?
Well, I can tell you, Christian, and surprisingly, that's what's caught the headlines very much here in the US. His subscription to OnlyFans. He actually denied that, and on Fox News he said that he'd never heard of the website until 3 weeks earlier, to which I don't think anyone believed him on that one. But look, this is a man who in his 10-month tenure has had controversy from beginning to end. He's been dogged with claims that he just simply doesn't know how to tell the truth, and some of those lies that he's accused of making have been, slightly sort of silly, in the sense that he's embellished a lot of things about his life, where he went to school, his education. He even said that he was a volleyball champion and that he'd had to have knee replacement injury. None of that was true. He also claimed that a parent died in 9/11. He had 2 grandparents who died in the Holocaust. All of this was discovered to be untrue. But I think what's really sunk it for him is those federal charges that you mentioned there, and also this House Ethics Committee report. I think quite simply for a lot of Republicans he became too much. He became a bit of an albatross around their neck. Having said that, there are some divisions amongst the Republican Party. Not all of them voted to kick him out today.
Yeah. Well, did you see the message that Max Miller, the Republican congressman, put out today? This is it. So he is a staunch MAGA Republican, for those who don't know him. He dropped this bombshell just before the vote. He said, earlier this year, I learned that the Santos campaign had charged my personal credit card and the personal card of my mother for contribution amounts that exceeded FEC limits. Neither my mother nor I approved these charges or were aware of them. We spent thousands of dollars in legal fees in the resulting follow-up. So not only was he ripping off the voters, he was ripping off his fellow congressmen.
Right, and you have many of them who are basically, I think this House Ethics Committee report has given them that cover finally to boot him out. They believe that this is someone who just is actually bringing down their reputations. They're worried about, if they keep him in the party, what it looks like for them. But then also you've got those Republicans, certainly to the more right of the party, such as Congressman Jim Jordan, I grabbed him earlier when the vote came through, who are worried about the precedent that it sets as well. Like, you kick someone out and they've not been convicted of anything. But also, for a lot of them, remember, this now reduces the Republicans' numbers in the House. They've already got a slim majority. Now I think it's gone down to 5. So they're worried about that part of it as well. But I think, look, George Santos was somewhat of an entertaining figure, I guess, for certainly a lot of reporters here on the Hill and in politics. But I think it was a case of that his own party ran out of patience with him.